Coming up next, On the Spot, it's time to get serious with the biggest shooter out of Croatia, Serious Sam 3. There's also Japanese zombies in Yakuza Dead Souls, mysteries with Sherlock Holmes, an update on the latest digital downloads, and a look at some pretty graphics courtesy of Battlefield 3. And for all you pet lovers out there, we've got The Sims 3 pets, as well as a list of the top 10 pets in games. We're live and on the spot.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here in the GameSpot studios for another episode of On the Spot. I'm your host, Chris Waters, and joining me on the expansive red couch over here is Takeshi Hiraoka, here to show off Yakuza Dead Souls. Takeshi,
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you.
You're normally back behind the scenes, controlling this like some sort of puppet master. But here, you're out here, you got the PS3 controller, and we're taking a look at Yakuza Dead Souls of the End is in there somewhere?
Of the End, yes. Ryuga Gotoku of the End. Came out about a year ago in Japan. Oh no, actually it was March of this year.
Okay.
And then now it's just got announced for the US and Europe.
All right, because Yakuza 4 came out recently in the United States.
Yes.
And so now this is the latest entry in that series to come stateside. It's not numbered. There's some different things here, but for those of you who don't know the Yakuza series, it's basically about Yakuza. Japanese gangsters just beating the crap out of people and also being kind of strange. So we're going to jump right into that, and Takeshi's going to show this one off, and we're going to see what the deal is with Dead Souls.
Dead Souls is what they're deciding to call it in the English-speaking world.
Cool. And so the Dead Souls in this game are, of course,
Zombies.
Zombies, the Z word.
Zombie Japanese folk and zombie gangsters and such.
Oh wow,
There you go.
speaking of.
And, well, the main difference in this game compared to previous Yakuza titles is that it's a lot more gun-focused. Previous games were all about brawling and beating people up and spectacular ass-whooping moves.
Yeah, just
But,
like totally over-the-top street fights.
Right. But this one is a lot more about shooting guns and blowing zombies up.
I like how that you can tell that they're zombies because of the red lasers coming out of their eyes.
Yeah, because they all have red lasers.
That's very handy.
Grab this chainsaw.
Oh yeah, that is definitely a good idea. Oh, lady zombie, come on.
Zombies.
Trying to rev up the chainsaw. Oh, there it is. 4 and 1.
They also decided to go with the same formula as last time with the 4 different storylines. We have 4 different characters that you follow throughout the story, each with their own specialties. So this is a gun game, so each one has like their specialized gun. One has a shotgun, one has dual-wielding pistols, like this guy. One has a sniper rifle, and you know, like that. One guy even has a Gatling gun arm.
Excuse me?
He has a robotic arm that changes into a Gatling gun, which is pretty awesome.
That sounds like the guy to be. I was thinking shotgun was the go-to thing, but
yeah, unfortunately
Gatling arm?
Yeah, you don't get him till the end of the game.
Yeah, I suppose you gotta limit that kind of power, right? But here you are fighting off against not just zombies, but also what appears to be a tank from Left 4 Dead.
Humongous zombie. Oh,
He
man.
just got you right in the
I can't hear anything.
right in the
That's
chiseled
problem.
Japanese jaw.
Yeah, and I'm gonna apologize up front. I'm probably gonna die a lot.
That's okay.
It's asking me if I want to go easy.
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
Yeah, let's just make the zombie killing easier because everyone likes to enjoy some zombie killing.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, actually, all right. So few folks can see this here. It's not going to zoom in because there's no one behind the camera, but you can kind of see like up here's the guy with the big Gatling gun, and then they're all dudes. One of them's got a sniper rifle, and one of them has a crazy eye patch with a maniacal, toothy smile.
Yeah, that guy is crazy.
Yeah, he does have the crazy eyes. All right, so now Yakuza, the series, definitely known for like lots of punching, lots of combat, but there's also a variety of other things to do, like you meet people and you help them out, or you go to a hostess club, or you know, you do all sorts of strange stuff. So have you experienced any of that so far?
A lot of the stuff, that stuff is still in there. The Kamurocho, some people might know, from previous games is the center of this game as well. The only difference is that now that you've got zombies, they've started to quarantine certain areas of the city, and so they've got all these big walls, and the self-defense forces will let you cross. So you'd have to go underground, or you have to talk to certain people, and they let you in. They also kind of use that as a gameplay sort of thing where if you go through a certain portal, it just becomes this open area, free play, where you can do missions and you can do all sorts of challenges and stuff like that. And basically, it doesn't forward your story, but it lets you do all kinds of side missions and stuff like that.
Okay, so plenty of place to mess around and just, wow, get a lot of headshots apparently. Nice job.
Well, the shooting mechanic is pretty simplified here. Oh, actually, let me show you this here. This is called the heat snipe. In previous games, it was all about getting your heat gauge up while you're brawling, and then you end up with this big move.
The crazy heat attack move. And
yeah. So with this, it's called the heat snipe, and you see little icons, the green icons.
Can you do that to the big guy that's trying to totally punch your brains in?
Sometimes, sometimes those icons will appear when your heat gauge is high enough, and your I think it happens at certain times when they're trying to attack you.
Yeah, take that, you little zombie Tony Hawk.
Yeah, that guy's like sort of a mini, bigger zombie dude. It's a little bit stronger.
Oh wow,
he's
he
faster.
is. I mean, he's got a helmet on.
And he's got a gaze, and he runs around a lot, so he's a little bit harder to kill.
Looks like you're doing a pretty good job. Come on, stand up and be chainsawed.
Yeah. That guy just died.
Now you just have that hulking monstrosity to deal with.
Can you do it? I'm gonna shoot my guns, actually.
So this is, I mean, obviously this dude has reacted to the whole zombie, whatever it is, virus situation with a bit more enthusiasm, shall we say, than some of the normal people. Are there other variations of just big weirdo zombies?
There is. I was hoping that maybe I can get to a spot where I can show you another guy, but we'll see if I can get there.
Totally dropped something shiny.
Yeah,
you definitely want to pick up what that guy's carrying in his pockets, because it's not at all creepy or gross, I bet.
It's usually power-ups and that sort of thing. Oh, and then I believe you go this way. Flashing things, you just destructible items in the environment. It doesn't really look like it's destructing, but you have that.
But there you go.
There you go.
You hit it with enough chainsaw, you'll be
zombies.
fine. Oh look, lady zombies.
So that lady zombie is another one of those little mini boss type guys.
She's really unhappy.
She screams a lot and then attracts a lot of zombies.
She's like the witch.
So yeah, pretty much.
So Yakuza taking some cues from seminal zombie classic Left 4 Dead. Although this did come out a year ago in Japan, and then even before that, because last time I was at Tokyo Game Show, which was not this past year but the year before, they had like zombie ladies dressed up in evening gowns.
Yes, they did.
And we're promoting it, so this one's been around for a while.
Quite attractive zombies, I might add.
Are you shopping now?
This is your basically your. I've got enough machine gun ammo.
Yeah.
Your power-up drops or whatever. They have all sorts of ammo and items inside. Let me see. So there are a couple of other improvements to the formula. There's a underground area that you can go into now.
Yeah, you were mentioning that before when you talked about the city sort of being rearranged and you know, different stuff going on there.
Right, but now what they have in there is like a randomly generated dungeon. So you can go into certain manholes and it just randomly generates a dungeon. There's challenges in there as well, and every time you go in it's different. So that's something new.
You just found a lady in a box.
Yes, that's your secretary actually, who you had to leave behind because she was running a fever, and now you're going back to get her because now you found some medication for her. I was hoping right at the end of this you'll see another big boss. What's up? Oh, there he goes.
So you're feeding her pills.
Yes.
You saved her from the box that you presumably locked her in earlier. because you're a gentleman.
No, she was hiding.
She was hiding.
And she
All right.
got stuck for some reason.
You know, tight squeeze.
Tight squeeze, yes.
Now, folks, remember, we are live. We're broadcasting right now to you, if you're watching this live, of course. And so we've got the chat room open. Feel free to jump in there, ask us some questions, comment on the zombie mayhem that you see here, and generally join us as we take a look at Yakuza Dead Souls. And, oh, gross. He's clawing on the ceiling, and he's knocking your guns out, and he's got no clothes on.
So another difference that I guess I can get into, they have stationary weapons and vehicles in this game. You got turrets that you can take over, you got tanks and things like that. That's something new from the last Yakuza.
Now, tanks, does that mean like some of the mutated zombies are going to be bigger than just that big guy you saw earlier?
Possibly.
Possibly. Cool. Well, that would come in handy right now. Or
it would.
You know, like a little friend. A lot of friends.
A lot
apparently.
of friends.
That is very helpful. Why would you stand underneath that thing?
Except unfortunately, they all leave you.
Really?
Yeah.
They're like, all right.
All right. We're gonna take your friend and get out of here.
Thanks, guys.
You guys go ahead. Basically, that's what he's saying.
He's saying like,
give me a gun and then you go.
You get her out of here. I'll take care of this. Give me the smallest gun you have.
Not the rifle that you're holding, but
don't worry, guys. I got this. All right, Takeshi. This is it.
This is it.
Can you defeat this boss in the next 30 seconds?
Oh, probably.
Probably not. Can you die horribly in the next 30 seconds?
I could die horribly.
Where'd that other gun come from? Thought he just had one in his hands. Mysterious. Cool, man.
Yeah.
All right, so before we... I'm not sensing this is going to go very well. This guy is pretty... He seems to have a lot of advantages over you physically, pointy teeth and claw-wise. So rather than subject you to the... Oh my god, he moves too quick. He's grossing me out anyways. All right, so this has been announced for the U.S., and do we know, like, is it coming next year? Do we know generally when it's coming out?
It said March 2012 on the site, so I'm going with that.
All right, cool. And that's Yakuza Dead Souls of the End. Is that the full title, possibly?
Of the end. Yakuza Dead Souls, No of the End.
No of the End. That's just the Japanese box art that keeps tripping me up. Cool, Takeshi. Well, thanks for coming and showing this off.
No problem.
Much appreciated. Folks, now we're going to check in with Tom Magrino and find out what's the latest in the gaming industry from a news kind of angle. News. We call it news. Let's do that.
Welcome to your GameSpot news update for Thursday, October 13th. Tom Magrino here to provide you with a look at the very best in news for the week without a crazy British accent. And here we go again. On Tuesday, Sony confirmed that it had locked down nearly 100,000 PSN and SOE accounts. Not out of spite, mind you, which actually might have been more favorable to the actual reason. No, the actual reason is that the company detected a large number of attempts to gain access to those accounts, many of which were successful. Sony said that the attackers had brief access to about 60,000 PSN and Sony Entertainment Network accounts, as well as about 33,000 SOE accounts. Shockingly enough, this story has a silver lining. Sort of, I think. Speaking to GameSpot, SOE President John Smedley said that many of the accounts were dormant, which I don't think actually is a silver lining. But he also said that if you do the math, you'll see that the information used couldn't have come from Sony's massive data breach in April, which compromised more than 100 million PSN, Curiosity, and SOE accounts. It's just simple math, he said. There was such a small percentage of successes. They were attacking with a large number. Because of that, the math tells us it wasn't Sony's information. So, once again, the world is saved by math. Of course, the bad news is that some group of someone's, a different group of someone's, still has it out for Sony. And just so that this isn't an all Sony all the time segment, Zune creative director Jeff Faulkner appears to be heading up development on Microsoft's next Xbox, and there's a redesigned Black Wii holiday bundle launching later this month. Get them while they're hot, or at least lukewarm. Anyway, that does it for today. For more on these stories and other news headlines, head on over to news.gamespot.com.
And now I've swapped out my guest Takeshi for my man Maxwell McGee.
What's
here.
up, everybody?
Yeah, dude, you got a big orange file cabinet.
I
that
do.
We're handily using to perch.
There's a very good reason I have this file cabinet here with me today. That's because we're going to be checking out some Serious Sam, a triple.
Serious Sam
BFE.
3, BFE.
Which I did not know what that stood for until mere moments ago when you enlightened me with your words of wisdom.
What do you guys think it stands for?
What do you think? I think it stands
I'm gonna let
for
them
something
get-
that involves a vulgarity.
I want to let them guess in the chat room and see if anyone gets it right.
So here-
No fair looking on GameSpot.com. All right,
Oh,
so
snap.
you see, this Serious Sam is a first-person shooter, but you just like are not shooting.
Yep.
You just rip that dude's eyeball
I ripped that dude's
out.
eyeball out, but he still
What?
kind of has an eyeball.
still
This
has an
is
eyeball.
a preview version, so do
Okay.
be kind.
It's
everyone.
not just like he has a spare.
Not indicative of the final product. I'm sure in the end you will be able to rip 100% of eyeballs out of enemies.
He's not just like a shark where like he just regrows eyeballs.
he just has rows of eyeballs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah,
Sledgehammer,
this is Serious Sam
nice.
3.
Okay.
I wanted to compliment you on your shirt before we started the demo.
Thanks.
I like your shirt, the
Thank
barrel
you.
rollers.
Yeah, I figured.
Where did you get that?
I got it off the internet.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
of course you
From
did.
a website.
From a website.
That's-
T-shirts.com.
That's where all T-shirts come from.
So here we are. We're trudging through. This is the very beginning of the game here. Serious Sam Stone has just been
There's
involved.
a door just to the left.
Yeah, well, you know, Sam, he jumps through walls, okay? He doesn't take doors.
Apparently not.
He's also been involved in a horrible helicopter crash where he was, of course, thrown safely from the crash and got a sledgehammer and is totally popping these
Where
dudes.
was he flying a helicopter that he ended up with these horrible monsters?
I know. We're somewhere in Egypt, maybe. Serious Sam always seems to take place in Egypt.
Well,
But we were totally, okay, so we were flying out here. What were we doing? We were looking for a scientist because Earth.
oh, look at that thing. Yeah.
Little foreshadowing there.
Yeah, you should probably
Yeah,
get
look
a
at
bigger.
Serious Sam. He's getting ready to hit with a sledgehammer, but no, not today, Sam.
It's
Later.
like if you see a mountain lion, you're supposed to make yourself appear bigger.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
Is that what you were just doing there?
He did. Well, he walked off.
He
He,
sure
didn't want
did.
any of what we were selling.
No, he did not.
Let's see. Oh, health pickup. Serious Sam. You'll find no cover systems and regenerating health here. All pill bottles. Oh no! All pill bottles and pickups. That spooked me there.
That was well done.
Here we
you
go.
smashed him good.
What's up? Bonk. Bonk.
That is-
Just broke your crap. What was I talking? Oh yeah, so aliens. So there's aliens, and they're all what invading Earth like aliens do.
And
And
Sam
pretty
is
much
like, nah.
Earth we've lost. It's
Oh,
not going well.
It's over?
Yeah, the aliens, they're taking over. They're wiping us out.
But one man
But
chose
one
to
man.
defend him.
So there's a scientist. There's always a scientist,
And also
he's
a
got
scientist.
a plan. And so he's all like, let's go back in time, and we can totally like, I don't know, stop these aliens before they arrive
Sure.
by finding ancient alien technology.
Sure, he's seen Terra Nova. He knows how
Yeah,
to
he knows
avert
how it works.
disaster in the future.
Is that time travel? Or is that like Journey to the Center of the Earth?
No, yeah, that's time travel.
Oh, time travel. Okay.
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's time travel,
Okay.
pretty much.
But this is also time travel,
Uh-huh.
and it's also call ended. I was on I had a phone call.
been chatting, apparently. We're
I've
not
been
really
chatting.
getting audio in
We're
the
not getting
studio
audio
here,
out here.
so
But
it's up to you
Serious Sam,
guys.
as you folks may remember, known for having here's another classic Serious Sam enemy. Dude with no head and gun. Squashes just like the rest of them, but you'll find
sure
all
does.
the classic enemies here. You've got the kamikaze dudes who are holding the giant, not cannonballs, but just bombs.
The bomb head guys?
The bomb head dudes.
Is that a thing on that?
Oh, the game wants us to totally look at the spaceship, check out what it's gonna do.
Probably nothing good.
Oh, it's gonna go all what Independence Day.
Don't look directly at it.
Upside this building. Welcome to Earth.
Wow.
And then it's
You really need to get in there and punch an alien.
It's gonna get it with my sledgehammer. If he had come down here, and then it's gonna break. Look how pretty that is. Is there a
Breaking.
pill
It looks
pick
like
up here?
there's
There
something
totally
else
was.
going on over there.
So let's just keep moving here. But let's oh yeah, so you've got all the classic enemies. They make an appearance.
Do they have Bonesy?
Yep, they got bonesies all what galloping at you. And you
Okay.
notice, so I totally ripped the eyeball out of that big dude that we
Yeah, that was
encountered
good.
earlier.
I like that.
All the enemies, they have like special melee things that you
Do
can
it on
do
this
to
one.
'em. Boop.
Oh gosh.
Totally rip that dude's heart out.
And
chunk
you
it
gonna-
at him.
You just gotta throw it.
You
All
just
right.
kind of throw it. Sam, he's got a strong throwing arm, so he tends to overshoot. Oh no. Oh, I think I just got a
Twofer. Yes.
Twofer.
Nicely done.
Oh, there's a dude
Serious
over there. I'm gonna-
Sledgehammer Sam.
Grab this dude real quick. But yeah, you see, you got the sledgehammer dudes, you got the charger dudes, you got
Your
not the
ample sledgehammer use begs the question: when are you gonna get a gun?
Well, we are at the beginning. I do believe there's a pistol. Ye old pistol, not too far from here.
All right.
We got a health pickup, but there's also, so yeah, Bonesy, the big bull. who charges at you.
Well, we just kind of caught a glimpse of that dude, right? Walking by.
Oh, no, he was bipedal. I'm talking about the four-legged,
Okay.
kind of orange.
Yep.
Got the long horns. He's totally gonna make an appearance. And oh
gosh.
kamikaze dude.
Wow.
Thanks for nothing. One hit explosion. So yeah, obviously quick saves, very important part of the serious Sam
Essential to
experience.
get your finger up on the F5.
Oh my goodness!
or
If they
one.
boot us all the way back to the beginning, I'm loading up a different stage.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Oh wait, we're coming into. Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah, we're back.
Let's load up a
All
different
right.
save. Let's
Load
just
up,
jump
stop
into
game.
something else. Now, I don't know if you folks have determined. BFE stands for Before the First Encounter, because Serious Sam, the first encounter came out about 10 years ago. It was the first Serious Sam game, and it was
Insane.
just insane. Just
So many enemies coming at you all at once.
real, like you were just getting a very early look at this one. Obviously, in the early levels, they don't want to get too bonkers on you,
Go
but
too crazy.
safe to assume things are going to get bonkers.
They
Maxwell?
definitely ratchet it up to 11 at some parts. I've run through some fields that are just like, there's one part where you gotten a little further in that opening stage there. You're walking along, you got your pistol, you're shooting a couple of dudes, you're feeling pretty good. Then like a lone kamikaze dude comes up over the ridge, right? And you're like, okay, I got this guy. Boom, shoot him, he explodes. You're feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
And then you hear just this swell, this chorus of like 20, 30 plus kamikaze dudes all at once. And then they all crest the ridge, and you're just like,
oh no.
I'm about to get what exploded in the face. But yeah, so the game, it does that, but it also gives you some downtime too. Like, so I believe in
like
this.
sneaking through the sewers.
Like sneaking through the sewers. I believe in this part we have we've gotten a call from our scientist friend. He's apparently holed up in this museum, and we're sent in to extract him and investigate. Picking up
your
our
armor
health
pickups.
Our health pickups
Yeah.
here.
Get fortified.
Feeling good. Go through the security scanner.
You're gonna set off the metal
I
detectors.
probably totally did. So we got
Assuming
these little pods, and oh no, they got little spider dudes in them. You shoot one, the rest of them get ticked off. If you don't shoot them, if you think you're gonna be clever and just like, I'm not gonna shoot any of the pods.
It's fine. I'm just
They
gonna sneak right on by.
they trigger them.
Yeah, I bet they do.
Also,
Pods have a way of doing that, you know.
since Serious Sam Stone is so serious, your pistol just has infinite bullets.
That
It just does. The other weapons,
why
the other
mess around
weapons
with limited bullets?
have limited bullets because they're much more awesome. Also, there's the melee kill for the little dudes.
That was
there.
good. That was a good stomp.
Oh, he's up there. Ceiling.
Wow,
Sneaky.
good spot.
Sneaky. Gotcha. But yeah, your pistol, you can just go to town. Little
Nice.
10 there indicating how much ammo I have. I can also
All of it. You have
I have
all the
the bullets. Boot. I need to give somebody the boot.
And
this
so
guy.
this boot, like you were saying before, with your your cresting of the horde of kamikazes.
Yes.
Serious Sam does do some pretty spacious environments.
Yes, you'll notice all of these environments are just super huge. One, to accommodate all of the enemies, the massive enemy swarms you'll be facing later on, and also to accommodate, I believe, 16-player co-op.
Co-op?
Co-op.
16-player
I don't
co-op.
think that. I
Wow.
don't think you've got 16 local co-op.
No, that'd
There
be
is there is
loco.
a split screen option, but yes, 16-player maximum co-op.
Are you crouching?
For just no, I'm totally.
Can you crouch?
Now I'm crouching.
Oh, you can. Okay, sorry. Just,
But movement is safety in Serious Sam. You
Yeah.
always got to be moving, crouching.
oh,
here-
look, that one.
bigger dude.
Hatched.
Oh, ripped his bug face off.
That
If
was-
bugs have a face, that would have been it,
That was
and that would have
effective.
been me ripping it off.
It looked like you were going for the eyeball plunge with the thumbs, but
Yeah.
then you're like, oh, this thing doesn't have any
I
eyeballs.
was like,
I guess
wait a
I'll just
minute,
rip
I'm
its
not
head off.
playing Killzone 3. Oh, gotta get all these pickups. You gotta get your pickups. Oh, no, get away.
Now you're picking up 3 health, 2 health, whatever,
Yeah.
but I'm not seeing any health indicator on screen.
The health indicator is totally on the screen. I think it's just a little cut off on here.
Okay.
Just because of our
Maybe
what
our fine
resolutions.
viewers at home can
Yes,
check it
they
out.
might be able to see. You've got health, and you've also got armor, indicated by this little blue thing over here. Boop. Got another helmet. I think that's like the 3rd helmet I've picked up.
You know, helmets stack.
Yeah.
Literally on
More
top of your
helmets,
head like lawn
more
chairs.
protection. Totally gonna rip another bug head, face off.
All right. Now, as we're coming to the end of the demo here, Maxwell,
Yeah.
tell me, because we've only seen.
Oh, no!
Oh God.
Okay.
You survived that one. I'm
I
proud
did.
of you.
I think I
Can you melee one of those dudes? No, right?
Goodness, I haven't tried, but every other
Seems
enemy
like-
I've
it
encountered.
seems like
oh,
folly.
no, I think, yep.
Oh,
Totally
and
got
with that
blasted.
ignominious
Totally
death.
got blasted. But like I was saying, every other enemy I've encountered, you can melee. So I bet there's a way. I bet there's some sort of
There's a
way that you can.
Or
you
you're just
can
trying
pull
to
that
tempt
off.
folks at home into like.
Or
getting
just
up
running
really
straight
up
into
close.
kamikaze dudes.
Kamikaze fights kamikaze, right? And you need fire to fight fire.
Yeah, you
No,
gotta.
it's not
If
a
you
thing.
can't
I
beat
don't
them,
think it
join
works.
them. Maybe.
No, I don't know if that
Except
applies.
when dealing with kamikazes.
All right, Serious Sam 3 BFE totally coming out this year.
Totally coming out to the PC November 22nd. It just got delayed. It was coming out sometime in October. Now it's November. Consoles a little later after that. But if you do need a little Serious Sam flavor in your life, there is. I wrote it down here. There's the Serious Sam: The Random Encounter, which is sort of like a retro style RPG based in the Serious Sam universe. That's also coming out to PC, and that's October 24th.
Interesting.
So look
And
that one up. I've watched. I haven't gotten to play it or anything yet, but I've watched some videos. It's still very hectic and crazy. Like you've got the turn-based battles, but your characters are just running all the time and shooting into a wave of enemies, and you pick like what different guns and stuff you want to use.
And the series has always had sort of a tongue-in-cheek.
Yes.
Well, maybe I don't know if it's even tongue-in-cheek. Just a goofy sense of humor, and I think the Random Encounter is a good play on RPG trope.
Very cute.
Oh, adorable.
So look it up. It should be a lot of fun.
Cool. Maxwell, thanks a lot. I think we'll have you stick around, maybe come back later on the show.
Yeah, I'll be back
for
a little
just
bit
some
later. Just
couch
to hang
surfing.
out. I think we're gonna give away some stuff.
Yeah, we got trivia
we'll want to do.
prizes. For you guys to win.
So what's
and
up
have.
next?
Up next, Marco Georgievich has got a look at Sims 3 pets on the Kinect.
Aw.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Hey everybody, it's Marco Georgievich here. I am with George Bagula from EA, and he is here to show off Sims 3 Pets Edition for Kinect. Yeah. George, thanks a lot for coming on. What are we about to check out right now?
Well, let me show you. Thanks for having me here. As you can see, we're in Create a Pet here, and this is where you build your pets in The Sims 3 for pets. And we've integrated Kinect commands directly into this menu. So I could show you the different breeds just by saying, go to breeds. And over here we have over 100 breeds of cats and dogs. And I could scroll through these manually, or I could just simply choose the breeds I want. Switch to English Bulldog. Switch to Golden Retriever. Switch to Chow Chow. Do you have a breed you'd like to try?
Well, can I say it myself?
Yeah, go for it.
Switch to Beagle.
And there we go, and there's a Beagle. And this mode just has all the same customization that your Sims have, but unique for pets, like adding different coat shapes or colors here.
Now, the voice command works for every aspect of this menu. So even for the Sims human characters, I can use it to talk and to issue commands, correct?
Yes, both in their Create a Sim and in the game world. You can take care of their needs, you could introduce socials between them, and you could just quickly navigate between all the Sims in your household.
All right, let's actually go into that. Let's check out how you interact with Sims with Kinect actually in gameplay. All right, George, so now we're actually in game, and what kind of Kinect implementation have you guys added into the Sims Pets?
Well, here you can see we have a household with a married couple here. I'm going to go ahead and have these guys socialize. But it looks like the guy is hungry here. He's already gone off to make some food, but I'll see what else he needs. Looks like he's a little bit dirty, so I'm going to tell him to freshen up. And you'll see that that command is queued up on the left side there, and he's going to go take a bath here.
Now, how many commands can you actually issue at one time? Is it just that you have to say, go clean up, and then you have to wait till he cleans up, and then
no,
issue the next command, or can you move on and give him a set list, essentially?
You can basically queue up a list here. I'll do it for you in a second, but they can have up to 8 commands at once. So he's about to take a bath. I could tell him to use the bathroom, eat something, socialize, have fun, and you'll see that the commands queue up on the left side. Now I could also maintain these with Kinect as well. Stop that, and it'll cancel what he's doing, which is getting in the tub. He's obviously a never nude sim. Stop everything, and it'll cancel everything there.
Okay. Can you also use the audio commands to switch characters?
I can. We have 5 members in this household. I'll switch to the dog here. Switch to Sim 5. And you can see the dog's up here taking a nap on the couch.
Now, does it only work if they're inside the same confines, or can you issue commands for even, let's say, one of your Sims that's outside?
I can. Let me switch to the kids at school who are not there yet. Switch to Sim 3. I'm going to stay here, not go to the school. eat something, use the bathroom. Oh, it does look like they have to come
Okay,
out.
so they do need. Okay, cool. Now, how do you can you show off the interaction with your pet using Kinect?
I can. Switch to Sim 2. Let me show you off some of the dog tricks that I know here. Switch to Sim 5. We'll bring them out to the front of the house so you can see this better.
Okay.
Now, I happen to know this dog knows quite a few tricks, or at least 3 of them. And I can just tell him, sit up, sit down, shake.
Sernaluki?
Oh, not learn.
Ah, Glig Lord.
What do I know? So you have to teach your dogs different tricks.
Okay.
So once this dog knows the tricks, I can issue them, or I could teach them new ones.
Mana. Ku. Kasu.
How many tricks how many special commands can your pets learn?
Dashkanu.
The dogs have, I believe it's 8 different tricks they can learn, all the way up to roll over and play dead, which are very funny ones. But they also have their own set of socials. So I'm going to control the dog here. Switch to Sim 5.
Lama. Wagi.
Be playful.
Circa.
Be friendly.
Circa.
Be mean.
Ibla.
And as you can
Iblama.
see, I've loaded up tease, sniff, tug of war. Cancel tease. I want them to be nice to each other. But they have all the sim to pet socials, pet to pet socials, and sim to sim socials in the game.
Iblama.
Well, George, it was a pleasure to get to see just some of the features of Kinect use in The Sims Pets. When can we expect this, and is it on any other console other than Microsoft Kinect?
The Sims 3 Pets is on PS3 and Nintendo 3DS,
Okay.
as well as a PC version. The Kinect is only on the Xbox 360.
Of course.
You'll see these all out on October 18th.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching, and stay tuned for more coverage.
All right, hey, we're back at the couch, and this next segment is going to be a quick one. We're taking a look at Battlefield 3. Now, as you may know, the multiplayer beta ended earlier this week.
And it's come and gone.
It has come and gone, but the game itself is coming on about a week and a half.
It's right around the corner.
Yeah, it's real close. And so this is one of those segments where it's not like totally explained to us what these guys are doing back there. They're kind of messing with us a little bit.
Some techno wizardry.
From what I can gather, they have concocted this sort of like a graphics comparison, right? So Battlefield 3, they've captured some footage from the PC. Some of it is low.
Some of it's low quality.
settings.
Apparently, some of it is ultra quality.
Is
so we're
ultra.
We're trying to figure out, or perhaps just bear witness.
take a look.
To the differences between
which.
the 2 quality settings.
See if we can spot, how many splines
Perhaps
are
you're worried,
added
like, I don't
during
have
the-
a $5,000 computer. Am I going to be able to run Battlefield and have it look pretty? Or is it just going to look like a bunch of boxes on a screen?
All right,
Am I just
so
going to play box shoot?
Here we are. I mean, this game's looking pretty good. Like I can see,
Does this
the
look
bad
familiar, a
guys.
familiar location? to
Sure,
you?
I have. Oh, this. Okay, we've switched feeds, and we're not sure which is which. What do you think? This one's a little darker.
This
it looks
one,
like.
I'm not seeing a lot of God rays.
I don't know. Look at the
Video games seem to like God rays these days.
God rays.
God rays.
Just like coming
those
down
rays
from on
like
high.
coming through the trees.
Yeah, the sky's a good place to look. We've got
We got a little bit. We got some fog in this one. Wait a minute. There's fog effects in this one. This one might be
yeah.
better.
Uh-huh.
This one might be the good one.
This one, yeah, the whole daytime sunshine
Unless
thing.
the fog just disappears and what goes away.
What? No, the trees are shaking.
Yep, see?
That lion, yeah, looking pretty sharp there, lion. But yes, I think the fog might be key here, Maxwell.
Yeah. You said you got to play a little bit of the B3.
Look, there's some
B3
fog there
Vita.
too. I don't know. Yeah, I did.
What'd you think?
Played some of the Metro map. I actually got to play.
Oh, that dude
So they
totally
had
got shot.
the
This
Met-
one's got to be the lower quality.
Yeah,
I'm talking over you.
No, that's
after
fine.
I asked you a question.
This is the Paris Metro map. This is the first stage. You sort of run and try to plant the charges on the 2 MCOM stations or whatever they are in this
the
one.
2 important places.
And then you go down into the subway and sort of fight it out down there. But I mean, obviously, like,
There's not a whole lot. I'm not seeing a whole lot of difference between these 2
They're
settings.
both looking pretty good. What do you guys think in the chat room? I mean, so we've got one that's a little darker, one that's a little lighter. That's a good way to differentiate.
Which either means that the game is like super scalable, which would be nice, or run on a variety of different machines, or the base hardware requirement is just already really high.
It's just already
so there's
right up there.
there's not a huge disparity between the quality settings.
It's possible that this game just does. I mean, certainly neither of these looks bad. All right, now I'm getting the word from the Bizak. that we're going to start from
That's
the
the
beginning
official
again,
name.
and we're going to take a look at the low settings.
Oh.
All right. So this is going to be
This is the moment of truth.
This is like, oh god,
This is
I can barely run this.
compare the eyes.
Okay. Here we go.
It looks like garbage.
Oh, it was
This
the
is
sunshiny
like
one.
this is like 1999.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a Dreamcast game?
Yeah,
I can't tell.
I'm running this on my, you know, and my Jaguar.
The Half-Life 1 looked better. Probably played better too.
But look at that. I
don't
mean,
mean
there's
that.
still lots
I'm
of
sorry,
smoke
yeah.
and mist. There's still like all this detail in
No,
the
it
little
looks really nice.
foliages
There's
and
obviously
these-
there's a lot less like little grooves and dashes on the gun.
Oh
but,
yeah?
Yeah.
Is that what you're seeing?
Just I'm mostly just focusing on the gun.
That's a good. It's good to pick a place to focus.
So I mean, yeah. So
because the general impression is these look very, very.
they do look very
similar.
similar. I mean, if
Very
you really
good.
squint your eyes and look for like, there's definitely like these ceiling textures are a little smooth, been a little smoothed over. The
Well-
gun, like I said, doesn't have as many nooks and crannies. You got some nice flat gravel there on the ground, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you're running a gun and in the heat of the moment, you're not stopping to look at the gravel. Oh, look at those rocks. Those are some nice
I don't know.
rocks
You
I'm
can go
running over."
prone in Battlefield 3, man.
That's true.
You can get up
and then when
close
you
and
when you
personal.
die and fall on your side and look at your hand, you're right there on the ground.
I love the idea of the people, like the guys that were just running by here in this match.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were capturing footage specifically to show this off to you guys, and we're basically just running in a straight line the
Yep.
entire time. All right, next up we're gonna take a look at the high one, but you know, like, can you imagine? Just like seeing your teammate like
Just running
doing
along.
this. This is what they look like. Because
Yep.
this is what you move
He's
your arms
just like,
this.
you guys
And-
do
I
the
mean, the
fighting.
gun.
I got to jog. I got to get my morning jog in.
I gotta.
Cardio. It's
I
very
don't-
important. Hey,
I
my
don't-
Cheerios this morning.
I
Gotta
don't
get my
turn
jog in.
left, nor do I turn
Nope.
right.
Straight ahead. Stay the course.
Yeah.
1,000 rays of light.
All right, so what do we see here? Nooks and crannies on the gun,
Yep.
as Maxwell said, because
Got to get those nooks
he
and crannies.
likes to work
There's
in
little crevices.
Thomas's English muffin
little-
metaphors into life whenever he can.
English muffin metaphor. Is that like a tasty, delicious breakfast metaphor?
That's where you know the phrase nooks and crannies from.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
It's true. It's how it
Placing
entered
it.
the popular lexicon, or at least for me. I don't
you.
know. All right, so
a lot
smoke
more,
is
a
a
lot
little
more
thicker.
smoke in this map.
Yep. Get down in there. Let's go. Let's run through the tunnel. Are these rock textures any better?
Yet they're a little
still
more
kinda
rocky.
smooth.
Yeah, they are kind of smooth
I
still.
don't know. Fire looks a little more robust.
Got some nice. I don't know if we'd call it bloom lighting, but some nice, just lighting glow there, making it very moody as we go through this moody subway.
Now this is just a quick look at the two different versions of the PC graphics settings, folks, but we have a much more extensive graphics comparison on the site. You can check that out. Just go to a Battlefield 3 game space and search under video. You should have no trouble locating it. So you can see like what exactly, see for yourself what exactly
Obviously,
you think is the different.
they're
Look at
still
the
very
look at the
similar.
reflections on the subway ceiling.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's
That was
definitely
really
new.
neat.
That's
That's a
definitely
nice
new.
little touch. I like
Yeah,
it.
obviously they're still very, very much similar.
And so this game's coming out not Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, I believe, October 25th. And all right, Maxwell.
Check it out.
That was pretty cool.
All right.
That was pretty,
So there you go.
pretty
So
interesting.
even if you don't
Totally
have the best of the best,
informative.
you can totally play it. It'll look just fine. You can still shoot dudes. It'll be great.
So many dudes.
You can crash a jet.
All the dudes.
Crashing jet's
Crash a
always a
jet.
good time.
So you can just like hang out on the runway
Yep.
and wait
And your
desperately for a
teammates
jet
are like,
to spawn.
all right, here we go. We were going to turn it around, going to hop in the jet.
Air superiority,
Here
baby.
we go. And then you totally belly up and just right back down again.
Combat.
Yep.
Ain't it fun? All right, we're going to kick into a tape segment now. And if I remember correctly, it's Sherlock Holmes. We're going to take a look at the new Adventures of Sherlock Holmes and the latest episode for that crime-solving sleuth / eccentric dude.
Hi everyone, welcome to today's daily demo. I'm joined by Weil of Frogwares. Thanks a lot for coming.
Thanks a lot for inviting me.
So we brought, I guess, the next Sherlock Holmes game. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. It's the Testament of Sherlock Holmes, the new adventure game for PC, Xbox, and PS3.
And we've got the game running here. So why don't we take a look?
Yes. This is Sherlock. This is the real beginning of the game. So we change his face. We have a new Sherlock, which is actually darker, and we are going to investigate this room. So when we start the game, we are actually at the end of a case, and we are going to help Sherlock to finalize this, and it will be a kind of a small tutorial introduction to the game and the gameplay. So it's a traditional adventure game. We have some action zone items that we have to find, clues, dialogues, and items to bring, puzzles, all the traditional things that we can find in adventure games.
Okay, so it looks like we can walk around, we can explore. We've got Watson there to help us out as well. We understand that this is the 6th Sherlock Holmes game, but it's also, I guess, the first one the Frogwares bring to consoles. Is that right?
Actually, it's the first one that we do natively for the console. We made Sherlock Holmes vs. Jack the Ripper in 2009 on PC, and then we ported it to the Xbox. And this one was actually a big change because we had to work a lot on the graphic details, lighting, had to change a lot the technology. So here we are going to help him discover the hotspots in this location and see what went on.
Okay, and it looks like we can use this new view to kind of investigate a different object in the room, look closer, try to get some more clues.
Yes, when we are getting close to an hotspot, we are seeing this cursor appearing. Then we can browse them and see the one that we want to look at. It's investigation, so you have to look at everything. Here it's the beginning of the game, so you don't have a lot of explanation and about what you are doing. It's made on purpose, so you're helping the great genius to solve the case, and after that we are going to understand what happened. Sherlock is going to explain that into a brilliant way. Here we're going to have a long dialogue.
Okay, so we mentioned earlier that I guess the game starts with Holmes kind of wrapping up the investigation on one case. Without spoiling things, can we talk a bit about what the story in the new game is going to be about?
Yeah, the real story is that after this, Sherlock Holmes is going to come back to Baker Street, and he's going to find a necklace here, and he's going to find the newspaper in which actually he's going to be accused of being a fraud, a con, that he didn't give back this necklace. And the journalist is saying that basically all these years Sherlock Holmes has been lying, and he's going to bring some proof that on all the previous cases he was actually a bad guy. Sherlock Holmes is a cold-blooded person, and so he doesn't pay attention to what's happening. And on the other side, Watson is very upset about this situation. But Sherlock Holmes says, "All right, it doesn't matter, Watson. We have an appointment. We have to go to the Bishop of Knightsbridge, and this is where I think we should try to go now."
Okay, so over the course of the story, it seems kind of like business as usual. Sherlock needs to solve this or that case, but now he's been accused of maybe himself being a fraud and a criminal, and so over the course of the game, he's kind of going to be maybe trying to prove his own innocence.
Not at all. He is going to do actually far worse. So we are going to go to the Diocese of Knightsbridge, and we are going to find the bishop there that had been very cruelly murdered, and so we are going to start the investigation there. Starting the investigation there is going to lead us to the situation that Sherlock Holmes, during the investigation, is going to use a little dark ways in order to make his investigation. He's going to blackmail the assistant of the Reverend, and this is actually not the nature of Sherlock Holmes to do so, but he is going to do it, and step by step. Following this investigation, which is going to be a lengthy part of the game, he is going to use darker and darker ways. So blackmail, then forgery, then burglary, and up to murder, up to the point that Watson will have to react very strongly against him, and it will lead to a situation that Sherlock Holmes is going to die. And after that, the story is going to continue with Watson, who is going to try to understand why all of this happened and how it happened.
Wow, that's some big story changes for Sherlock Holmes.
Well, it's an investigation about Sherlock Holmes himself. That's every of our games were different with different things. The Awaken, which was a game of the year on GameSpot in 2006, was with H.P. Lovecraft. This one is about Sherlock Holmes himself, the true nature of what could be an evil genius eventually, but nothing is simple. And
right. So the next Sherlock Holmes game, a lot of new puzzles, lots of interesting new features, and a whole new in-depth story that kind of shows maybe a darker side of the character that we haven't seen before. That sounds really cool. Now, well, can you remind our viewers at home when the game is coming out for which platform?
I think the game is going to come out on Q1 2012 for PC, Xbox, and PS3.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining us.
Sleuthing!
Whoa!
That was pretty cool.
That was not Robert Downey Jr.
No, it's not.
disappointed.
It may be new. It's not that Sherlock.
It's classic Sherlock Holmes.
It's not the punchy, kicky Sherlock Holmes.
He doesn't think his way through a fight where he's like, I'm going to throw this hat on you and punch you in the face. Instead, he's more just like, I'm going to look at these objects.
These are kind of flashy, though.
Yeah. Sherlock Holmes is a cool dude. I actually really like classical Sherlock Holmes. I've read a lot of his stories.
Yeah? Do you have one to recommend to folks? You guys interested in reading about Sherlock Holmes? You should read this one
Oh, good.
first.
Speckled Band's really good. And
what was that word you just
said?
The
Speckled Band.
Sufficient. The Speckled Band. Read it. Up next, what do we got? Jan, digital downloads? Thumbs up. Aaron Sampson's taking you through what's out this week, because if you did it yourself, it would take a lot of time and there wouldn't be funny commentary.
Game Spotters, this is Aaron Sampson bringing you a list of top digital downloads this week on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network. No Wii Shop channel this week. New this week on PSN, become one with graffiti in Sideway, New York for $9.99. This puzzle platformer will see you stuck in the walls and sidewalks of the Big Apple. Battle through a twisted graffiti world while trying not to think of what else is on the pavement next to you. Curious? There's a demo. On XBLA, if you want to fight real robots, it's gonna look kinda like this. Otherwise, you can download Real Steel for 800 Microsoft points. The title includes single-player and online combat, and will hopefully put pressure on that stupid Honda bot to do more than fall downstairs. And there's also this. Yes, DARPA, make them angry. Old but newly available this week on PSN, you're looking at Metal Slug 2 for $8.99. The title from 1998 sees our usual cast of tank dudes rescuing prisoners Rambo style. Also on PSN is the King of Fighters 96 from 97, going for $8.99. Just messing with you, totally from 96. Take on 3 vs 3 fighting with a cast of 27 characters. On XBL, download Quantum of Solace for $29.99. The cameraman in the movie may have had an epileptic seizure while on location for the entire film, but the game fared better with a 7.0 review score. Positives included Solace capturing the Bond field, a good selection of mean-looking weapons, and new multiplayer modes. A short, disjointed single-player campaign, overuse of QuickTime events, and excessive product placement knocked a few points off the score. On a side note, if you're looking for that Bond game with the whales in the fish tank, that's Bloodstone. Next is Test Drive Unlimited 2 for $19.99. Also a 7.0 scoring title, live it up in Hawaii with fast cars, pimpin' clothes, luxury yachts, custom paint jobs, and a surprising lack of speeding tickets. Next is a fairly long title, WWE Rights Reserved All-Stars Trademark for $49.99. Also a 7.0 scoring title. Seems to be a trend here. All-Stars takes 30 WWE historic legends and current superstars and mashes them together into something that looks like this. You go, Bagel River. All-Stars also contains a bunch of vintage footage, which is kinda awesome. In-game demos this week, XBL and PSN give you a taste of the Cursed Crusade. Arriving on the 25th in North America, play as 2 adventurers on a quest in Western Europe to find a way to break a terrible curse in serious case of demon unibrow. In new DLC this week, PSN gets the Resistance 3 Survival Pack, a multiplayer mode edition, for $3.99. On XBL, Connectimals get some bears, and Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet gets Shadowhunters. On PSN and XBL, Dragon Age 2 gets a new mini-adventure with Mark of the Assassin for $9.99 or 800 Microsoft points. In-game trailers, PSN has the Starhawk Space Combat trailer, the Syndicate announced trailer, and the Yakuza Dead Souls announcement trailer. Hell yeah, crime zombies! XBL answers with the Mass Effect 3 inside look and multiplayer video, the Dragon Age 2 Mark of the Assassin launch trailer, and I'm just gonna keep going with Hoff. It's the Burnout Crash Special Move Hoff trailer. That's all the time we have. Join us next week for our top picks of digital downloads.
Just so you folks know that Dragon Age 2 DLC, we got a review going up for that today, courtesy of Mr. Kevin Van Ord, so you can figure out what it is all about. Now our next segment, before we do trivia, is in honor of The Sims 3 Pets coming out. We sort of highlighted our favorite video game pets. Maxwell, do you have one that you have in mind?
A favorite video game pet?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Answer while being bombarded by free Sims copies.
Okay, I can do this.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
good. Dog from Fallout was nice.
That's a good answer.
Okay.
All right.
Does that mean I don't get
Yes,
games
that
thrown at
ends
me?
the barrage.
Okay.
We'll be giving away these games to you very shortly. But first, Top 10 Pets in Video Games brought to you by The Sims 3 Pets.
Welcome to GameSpot's Top 10 Pets, brought to you by Sims 3 Pets. Play both ways. Have a pet, be a pet. Starting off at number 10, the horses from Red Dead Redemption. Whether riding them or using them to tow bad guys or just generally goofing off, the horses in Red Dead had a certain style and class that you just don't see in most video game horses. Just watch where you're pointing that rifle. At number 9, we take it back to the days of Baldur's Gate. As fans of the series know, there is one very small but influential hamster by the name of Boo. As most pet owners know, any hamster that can help you break out of jail is a worthy pet indeed.
Go for the eyes! Yeah!
What's better than a ninja, you ask? How about a ninja with a badass ninja dog? While not the typical story you hear about, Shadow Dancer Secret of Shinobi was all about you unleashing your inner ninja spirits, while sicking your companion Yamato on bad guys. Atta boy, Yamato! Get him! Get him! From shadow dancing ninja dogs to law dogs. Our top 10 list continues, stopping here at number 7 with Shadow from Dead to Rights Retribution. While Shadow accompanies Jack Slate, the tougher the nails cop to death to death normal. Say that 3 times fast. Shadow is his own dog for sure. Filling out the stages in between Jack's adventure, Shadow shows how canines can get her done all by themselves. At number 6, as seen in the World of Warcraft, the hunter's pet can be a number of different creatures, including gorillas, cats, bears, little dinosaurs, and all kinds of different things. You can tame them, feed them, pet them, and if you treat them right, not only do they not run away, but they'll help you in battle. There you go, that's a pet. Any pet that can go. Moving up the charts, we see another mutt, this one of the mechanical variety. Dog from Half-Life 2 was built by Eli Vance for his daughter Alex. Proving his worth, Dog helped Alex and friends to safety throughout their journey, even at one point stepping up to face a Strider in order to protect Alex from harm. At number 4, we've got the animal orbs from Castle Crashers. While it may seem like a cop-out not to pick just one of the orbiting little guys as our absolute favorite, Bitey Bat, Rammy, and Bipolar Bear are easily at the top of our list. At number 3, Epona from The Legend of Zelda. Epona might be the only pet we have in our top 10 list that has her own song named after her. First appearing in Ocarina of Time, Epona has since made appearances in 6 other Zelda games, endearing herself with Zelda fans each time. While often only making cameo appearances during an opening title sequence, Epona's role in Ocarina of Time and in Twilight Princess were integral to Link's success. If realistic canine companionship is what you're looking for, no other dog warms our hearts more than Dogmeat from Fallout 3. He was an awesome partner, one who would alert you to nearby enemies by growling, fetch you items when asked, and even drew the attention of enemies away from you in combat. Dogmeat also gets extra style points for looking just like the dog from Mad Max. At number 1, we've got Yoshi from Super Mario World. When Yoshi was first introduced, he was instantly seen as the ultimate video game pet. Who wouldn't want a little dinosaur that you could ride and likes to eat everything in sight? With his cute grunts and occasional he'd exclaim, "No other video game pet endeared us as quickly as Yoshi did." Since his first appearance, Yoshi has gone on to be one of Nintendo's most beloved characters, which is why we're naming Yoshi this year's #1 pet of gaming's top 10 pets. Thank you so much, Yoshi. Congratulations. And to all of our runner-ups, we'll see you next year.
Well, that was delightful.
Where was Rush in that list?
Rush?
Turns into a springboard, jetpack, suit of armor. He does it all.
You would like to see him there as opposed to like all the horses you got stolen or killed in Red Dead Redemption?
Shot so many horses. Look, people, they're moving around, they're shooting back at me. Horses just like running in a straight line. Easy target.
He's easy target.
If you can stomach a little animal brutality,
it's tough out there for a horse.
Make things easier for yourself.
Yeah, I'm glad that Shadow was on there. Shadow. I'm glad that also they didn't show a scrotality because that'll ruin your appetite.
That's a little unpleasant.
All right, now we're giving away free stuff.
Free stuff.
Not that yet.
Oh,
hold it. First up. Forza Motorsport 4 came out this week, and I have been saving a little something for you folks since E3 when I went to a Forza 4 event party with a lot of fancy cars. It's this Forza 4 backpack. No, it does not include the game, but it does have straps on it and zippers and some stuff inside like pens and lanyards and Magazine with Tim Lincecum on it for some reason. The pen's got the Stig on it from Top Gear. If you guys want to win this little number.
It's got a little zipper pocket on the front,
here,
too,
hold
then.
on to that for a second.
Okay.
Here's the question you're going to have to answer for that one. It is, what car does Top Gear use in their own, what does this say? Ah, yes, the parentheses were lacking on my sheet. What car does Top Gear use in their own Star in a Reasonably Priced Car challenge? Name that car and send us your answer by using the submit a question or ask a question or answer trivia button on the side of the page, whatever it says these days. Or shoot us an email to onthespot@gamespot.com. Be sure to include your name and address because these are physical goods, people. We need to send them to you. Now, on to the games, Maxwell.
The games.
We've got like 8 copies of The Sims.
We've got a
3
lot of
pets,
copies.
A lot of Xbox 360 copies of this game,
Yep,
and
8
you want
of
to win
them.
some. Here is the question for you. What is the most requested item or theme for the Sims game? What is the most requested item or theme for the Sims game?
Goodness.
Answer that, and you could win one of these copies, of which there are 8. Oh yeah, fan them out.
We got mad
I'm
copies.
impressed.
Look at this.
That's pretty good.
We got a good amount
Did
of, a
pretty
good number of
decent job
copies
right there. And finally, because you guys were really not that great at last week's trivia, we're trying this again. You remember this T-shirt? We showed
I
it to you.
remember this T-shirt.
We were like, "Hey, name what game this T-shirt is from." None of you got it. Not a single one. So, this T-shirt is from Dead Rising. This is from Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. This horrible alien creature
I'm working on it.
exists in a particular zone in that game, a new zone. Name that zone, and you can win these T-shirts. Once again, what theme park is the creature on the shirt from? I even gave you a hint with the way I asked the question. Jeez. All right, that's our trivia slate for today, Maxwell. Pretty good stuff.
Feels good.
Pretty good
Good
stuff.
shirt.
Now, speaking of which, if I can track down that paper.
Yeah, what do you got?
We got some things coming up.
Oh, that's right.
For example, a little game called Batman Arkham City.
A little something the kids might have heard of.
Yes, we have been playing a lot of this game around here. Carolyn Pettit has been working hard on that review for the past week, and the time is nigh at hand. In a few short hours, at 6 a.m. Pacific time, you're going to be able to read the review and watch the video review on GameSpot.com for Batman Arkham City. You aren't going to want to miss that. And then into this weekend, we are covering a Major League Gaming event down in Orlando, Florida. They're playing a bunch of games down there, maybe some Halo, some StarCraft, a whole bunch of stuff. We are going to be down there. We've got our cameras there, and we want to show you guys what you want to see. So take a look at the event page, look it up, see what the deal is with MLG in Orlando, and then get in the comments and tell us what you want to see. Or if that sounds like too much work, just tell us, do you want to see matches? Do you want to see interviews? Do you want to see what the fast food scene is like in Orlando? What kind of stuff do you guys want to see from a Major League Gaming experience? Esports gaming is kind of still a nascent thing around the country, and it's pretty cool in a lot of ways, and we want to show you guys the stuff that you're interested in. So let us know. Comment. And what do you got going on, Maxwell?
Is that going to do it for us?
I think that's pretty much it.
All right.
We're done.
Whoa!
Thanks for joining us here, folks, on the spot. For all the folks in the back, I'm Chris Waters, your host, and
I'm Maxwell McGee.
Maxwell McGee, fine co-host. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.